somebody check the audio.
Just audio.
About a shot. Sound good?
Sound good.
All right.
Check
Taking another question.
Yeah, we good.
Sound good? All right. All right, Shalom.
Shalom.
First off, we want to start by giving all praises, honors, and glories to
Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahushua Ba'Shem Rakakadash.
I'm going to give double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well and taught us his 100% truth, peace, and blessing to your hopeful elect out there. Now, your IQMC, this is the disciples, you know, to your younger brother class, all right? And we're going to be going into today Daniel 3, because, you know, when you read about Daniel 3, you know what I'm saying, we want to arm ourselves with the same mindset as Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego when that hour of temptation came upon them, man. Because you think about it, Esau's going to do the same thing upon the planet Earth. You know, we see he's gearing up certain things, setting the stage for that Quran to become implemented under the mandatory penalty of death. You know what I'm saying? Things of that nature. And we see when you read these four scriptures before us, you know what I'm saying? These are things that we read to comfort us, to arm ourselves with those mindsets, because those men went through the same thing. And those men are back here today if you can receive it through reincarnation. So can somebody give me Romans 15:4 real quick before we start?
This is the book of Romans, chapter 15, and verse 4. And it reads, "For whatsoever things were written aforetime
Exactly, things written aforetime, you know what I'm saying? Ancient things. Go ahead.
were written for our learning, that we through patience and comfort of the scriptures might have hope."
Exactly, those things were written for our learning. The reason that the Lord documented all these things, because he knew it's going to come a time where we're going to look back at these things and it's going to remind us how to carry ourselves in the times that we're coming into. You know what I'm saying? As scripture say, you know, comfort. It gives us comfort. Okay, these were men that was in the same situation that I was in, and the Lord came through for them. You know what I'm saying? And I'm trying to fulfill a lot. I'm doing the same thing those men are doing, and the Lord going to do the same thing again. You know? You go ahead.
This First Maccabees chapter 2 and verse 51. Call to remembrance what acts our fathers did in their time, so shall you receive honor and an everlasting name. Verse 58. Salaki, verse 59. Ananias, Azarias, and Mishael, by believing, were saved out of the flame.
Khan, and if you don't know, that's Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Before that's their regular name. That's not their Babylonian name. But you see, call to ask those men, and countless other men also too. But we gotta remind ourselves of these men because we're going through the same thing that they went through. You know. So could somebody go and start with the Daniel 3:1?
I got it. This is Daniel chapter 3 and verse 1. It says, Nebuchadnezzar the king made an image of gold whose height was 60 cubits and the breadth thereof 6 cubits.
Exactly. So Nebuchadnezzar, you know what I'm saying, king of Babylon, he made a statue pretty much, you know what I'm saying? And it's going into the height of it, you know what I'm saying, what it was made out of, right? Go ahead.
So, I can just
No, you go ahead, you go ahead.
Yeah, and when you add that up, that's 66 cubits. You know, 6.
Nah. You go ahead.
It says, Daniel 3 and 1, Nebuchadnezzar the king made an image of gold whose height was 60 cubits and the breadth thereof 6 cubits. He set it up in the plain of Dura in the province of Babylon.
Keep going.
Then Nebuchadnezzar the king sent to gather together the princes, the governors, and the captains, the judges, the treasurers, the counselors, the sheriffs, and all the rulers of the provinces to come to the dedication of the image which Nebuchadnezzar the king had set up.
Khan, so we know that, and when you can relate this to pretty much Babylon the Great. You know what I'm saying? Because somebody give me Ecclesiastes 1:9 real quick.
Yeah, but I was holding that too.
You good.
This is Ecclesiastes 1:9. It says, "The thing that hath been, it is that which shall be, and that which is done is that which shall be done. And there is no new thing under the sun."
Exactly. So that's pretty much going into reincarnation. You know what I'm saying? There's no new thing under the sun. Now we know that Nebuchadnezzar is not back to ruling today, but Esau is coming in that same mindset and the same concept as far as setting up a certain image that everybody's going to bow down to and submit to, and it's going to be done by him initiating that charisma to see him. And that's going to show, are you down with this image or you not? Because right now, we know people haven't, you know what I'm saying? We know the 2/3 of the nation Israel, they're already down with the image, you know what I'm saying? Because they're vouching for it, not trying to come to the obedience of the scriptures. But Esau's going to have a set thing that's going to come out. It's going to show, are you down with the stuff I'm finna do? Are you down with the things that I promote or you not? And that is going to be by way of the Quran. And that kind of reminds me of what Nebuchadnezzar's doing. He got this image. He's calling his governors and things like this of nature. You know what I'm saying? And he's finna initiate a decree, you know what I'm saying, unto the people that they got to come and bow down to it. We're going to go into that. Go ahead.
This is Daniel, back in Daniel.
Yeah, back in day. Slide with that.
No, you good, brother. This is Daniel chapter 3 and verse 3. It says, Then the princes, the governors, the captains, the judges, the treasurers, the counselors, the sheriffs, and all the rulers of the provinces were gathered together unto the dedication of the image that Nebuchadnezzar the king had set up. And they stood before the image that Nebuchadnezzar had set up.
And that's just pretty much saying, pretty much everybody in a sense, you know what I'm saying, comes to the dedication of the image. Go ahead.
So like if I can add, and those are prominent people. Those are like pretty much like the pillars, you know, and stars of society. You know, it said your sheriffs, you know, your mayors, your governors, your judges, your treasurers, right? And this is why Esau, you know, well, this is one of his tactics. You see, he pushes people out in the forefront, you know, prominent people, prominent leaders to ultimately, you know, help conform and bend the masses' minds into the image of him. You know, that's how you get control of the population. You got to win their favor by people that they look up onto.
Yep. If I can add onto that, nowadays you have the term called influencer.
Yeah.
You know, but really all those people that are listed, those are just different, you know, forms of influencers, just like the brother said. You know, and influence is power. You know, that's how Esau controls the minds of the people, you know, like the brother said.
Can somebody get Isaiah 9:16 real quick?
God, if I may add too, it's like, you know, another word that's being used is like lesser luminaries is what they are, you know.
That's why they call them stars.
Yeah, exactly. Lesser, exactly. Beautiful point, your pa. You know, these people have been put up and been set up to be able to lead the masses into destruction, man. All right, so they're in cahoots with this devil. All right, so it's all through a blood contract, which that covenant or that contract through a blood sacrifice is that's on the left-hand side. That's set up through Esau, Edom, all right, with Jake and a lot of these other nations, you know, these lower luminaries, so-called stars, as the brother said. Whether it's athletes or movie stars or musicians or whatever.
I'll hold a piece up real quick.
You go ahead.
This is Sirach 10:2.
Oh, that's not have that actually. Well, no, I don't. You go ahead. You go ahead and read that. I'm thinking 2 and 10. You go ahead and read that. No, you go ahead and read it.
Sirach 10:2. It said, "As the judge of the people is himself, so are his officers."
Exactly, and we know the judge of this world to be who? Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. You know what I'm saying? Now in this scripture we read in Daniel 3, the judge of the people at the time was who? Nebuchadnezzar. You know what I'm saying? The king of Babylon. But we just relaying it to today's terms. You know what I'm saying? Because it's the same thing as far as the concept of it. You know. You go ahead.
And what manner of man the ruler of the city is, such are all they that dwell therein.
Exactly. That's why you get the term government. You know what I'm saying? Esau governs the minds of the people, and the brothers going to. That's why the people have the title influencer. You know what I'm saying? Countless J, they see LeBron, and countless other people, they idolize these people, want to be just like them, and they're going to follow them down the path to destruction. Because these men are not leading them in the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of the scriptures. They're leading them according to Esau, what Esau wants to be done upon the planet Earth. That's why you see more and Jake getting more, I guess you say, cool with certain things, you know, sodomites and all those things like colored hair, you know what I'm saying, painting nails and stuff, trying to make stuff cool. Why? Because they're following the vibration of Esau, because he's the governor of this world right now. You know what I'm saying? You go ahead and finish it. That was that it?
That was it.
Can you get to Isaiah 9:16? Okay. Can you go ahead?
It's Isaiah chapter 9, verse 16. It says, "For the leaders of this people cause them to err."
Exactly, and error is just short for error. You know what I'm saying? It calls them to error from the scriptures. These people that set up, that Esau has set up, Esau hasn't set up nobody to sit and initiate the wisdom, not the understanding of the scriptures. He's setting up people to initiate what he wants to be done upon the planet Earth, man. You go ahead.
"For the leaders of this people cause them to err, and they that are led of them are destroyed."
Exactly. And then when you read it in Nebuchadnezzar, he called those specific ones. Why? Because he know that those were the ones that helped influence the minds of the people.
Right.
But literally, you understand, another people that's part of that, I guess you could say that, you know, the stars, you know, higher up in that society was also Daniel and Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. It was also up there too, you know, because you read in the previous chapter, you know what I'm saying, when Daniel had broke down the vision, he had got exalted by Nebuchadnezzar, and he asked Nebuchadnezzar to exalt my brethren too. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. So you jump back in Daniel 3. Daniel 3. If anybody don't got no other precepts or nothing like that.
Con, this is Daniel 3 and 4. It says, Then an herald cried aloud, To you it is commanded, O people, nations, and languages, that at what time ye hear the sound of the cornet, flute, harp, sackbut, psaltery.
Hey, my bad. Actually, could somebody read that in the NLT for me real quick?
God, I got you.
God, the water. Yeah, it was at verse 4.
God.
And we'll jump back in the KJV after verse 4 and 5.
God, this is Daniel chapter 3, in verse 4 and verse 5 NLT. Then a herald shouted out, People of all races and nations and languages, listen to the king's command.
Exactly. And what does that remind you of? Revelation chapter 13, verse 16.
I got that right here.
Go ahead.
Verse 8.
Yeah, you go ahead. Actually.
This is Revelation chapter 13 and verse 8. It says, And all that dwell upon the earth shall worship him.
That's what they saying. Listen to the king's command. It said all races and languages, you know what I'm saying? Whatever ethnic background you got, listen to the king's command. You know what I'm saying? You go ahead.
Yeah, when you get that word worship here, I believe it's proskuneo. Yep, proskuneo. Strong's G 4352. It says to kiss the hand in token of reverence among the Orientals, meaning Easterners, especially the Persians, to fall upon the knees and touch the ground with the forehead as an expression of profound reverence.
Ooh, so worship.
Yep.
Worship.
It says in the New Testament, by kneeling or prostration to do homage to one or make obeisance, whether in order to express respect or to make supplication. And that's what Nebuchadnezzar is doing. You know, you gotta bow down, man. Going back, Revelation 13 and 8, and all that dwell upon the earth shall worship him, whose names are not written in the book of life.
And that's a key note right there. Who names who are not written in the book of life. That shows you that the ones that's going to submit to the image, is going to bow down to the image of Baal, bow down to the image of Nebuchadnezzar in ancient time, and bow down to the image of Esau, is going to be the ones what? They're not written in the book of life. They're not the elect. Because we're going to read Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. We know these men are part of the elect. And what do? We're going to read. They didn't bow down to that image. You know what I'm saying? They might have did everything, every other thing the king told them to do. But when it came to, hey, you gotta, no, we only know one power. You know what I'm saying? And that's what the elect gonna do today. When Esau comes down, hey, man, you know, because scripture say in the revelation, he's gonna cause them. It's gonna be something that's gonna cause these people to take the seal. You know what I'm saying? Whether it be however the devil carries it out. You know what I'm saying? Kill your family or whatnot. He's gonna find a way to deceitfully make you take the Quran. But the elect is watching for this, man. What they're gonna do, they're not gonna bow down to it. They're not gonna fall for the tricks, the gimmicks. Esau talking about I could heal paraplegics, man. I got the neuro. Your mama couldn't see, she gonna be able to see. You know what I'm saying? All types of things. If Jake gets psyched out about a damn PS5 that costs $800 and he's willing to go pay for that, how much more to Corrado? When he think he could be a cyborg. You know what I'm saying? Jake wanna be Terminator and shit.
Now I get that verse 5 for you.
Go ahead.
Yeah,
It was a little
this
more.
Daniel.
Revelation 13 and 8, and all that dwell upon the earth shall worship him, whose names are not written in the book of life of the Lamb slain from the foundation of the world.
God. So like I said, all going to worship. You know what I'm saying? And that's excluding the elect, because it said, like I said, those are not written in the book of life. Because we know those names are the elect names written in the book of life. And of course, Isaiah 45, the Lord declared it from the beginning. From the beginning, he already had it set up that the elect wasn't going to never bow down. They was always going to come back to the obedience of the scriptures. And they was going to get the victory over the beast. You know what I'm saying?
I have some.
You go ahead.
It's Romans chapter 11, verse 4. It says, But what saith the answer of Yahweh unto him? I have reserved to myself 7,000 men who have not bowed the knee to the image of Baal.
Exactly. And 7,000 just a completion number. You know what I'm saying? We know that number to be 144,000 and the number multiple being there, 1/3 of the nation of Israel. But the Lord said he reserved them. It's already been predestined that they was going to get the victory of the beast. They wasn't going to bow down no matter how grim the situation might look, no matter what Esau going to throw in their face, no matter how many tricks, no matter anything they got to lose, they're going to get the dub, man. Yeah. They're going to win.
if I could add too, that's that reservation has been made. That's preemptively, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
so that tells you about predestination. You know what I'm saying? That shows you that predestination is real, and Ezra's already saw the victory. Right?
Yeah.
He said those that stood stiffly.
Yep.
Right. That's what's reserved for. On the other hand, from the people that don't bow, and this story is a beautiful depiction of that.
Yeah. God.
Any brother?
Yeah, no, I was gonna pull that the exact same
Yeah, I
thing in
was thinking
first
that
in
too.
First Kings. No, I was gonna, or Elisha was talking about it, but
Uh-huh.
you pulled the same thing. So beautiful. That's the spirit, right?
Alright, you go verse 5.
You got something? You go ahead.
It's Isaiah 25 and verse 13. O Lord, Yahweh Bashimal Shah, our power, other lords besides thee have had dominion over us, but by thee only will we make mention of thy name.
You go ahead.
Yeah, because King Nebuchadnezzar, he was the king, right, on the earth, but and he had dominion over, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, right, because they were in captivity, just like us, right. So these are these other lords, right, that the prophet Isaiah is talking about, but we don't acknowledge them, man. We don't acknowledge them as being our masters.
Mm-hmm.
Yahweh Shah says, "For no man can serve two masters, except he hate one and love the other." See, so we show our hate of Esau by rejecting everything this man is trying to offer us, and we show our love unto Yahweh Bashimal Shah by worshiping him and him alone. See, so that's us making mention by his name only, man, just like, all the holy men of the scriptures.
That's right.
And those, if I may, those last few scriptures are cut on these guys that are going to use scriptures like Romans 13, right, 1 and 2, right, and other various scriptures to persuade people to take the MOTB, right, because they're going to use particular scriptures to try to say, okay, we have to be subject to higher powers, we got to take the MOTB. No, those last few precepts. Please go back and rewind and watch that. That's a cut.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we are to not bow the knee to the ball, man.
That's right.
Hey, Peter said we ought to obey the
That's
Most
the spirit
High.
I was going to ask brother to get it.
He said,
Well, you go ahead.
"Oh God, you want me to get it?"
Yeah, Bible shot you could.
God.
Kind of like the brother was saying. Jacob's going to do that. They're going to try to pull out that scripture, you know what I'm saying? You got to submit yourselves to the orders that the Lord has set up. But literally, you understand, of course, we're going to follow Esau's rules and regulations. And two, they come against us serving Yahweh Bashman Shah. You know what I'm saying? You go ahead out.
It's Acts 5 and 29. Then Peter and the other apostles answered and said, "We ought to obey the Most High rather than men."
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? We got to give servitude to Yahweh Bashman Shah rather than men. Even though, like you read, we have lords over us right now. We have Esau over us. But we understand that the true Lord that we're supposed to be submitting to is Yahweh Bashman Shah.
Yep.
Esau just set up just for us to be in captivity under him, giving an example of how not to rule, and really ultimately to test our faith. That's why he's just set up for. You know what I'm saying? You got something real quick? You go
Real
ahead.
quick.
Yeah.
This is Romans 13 and 1. It said, "Let every soul be subject unto the higher powers, for there is no power but of Yahweh, Bashim Shai. The powers that be are ordained of Yahweh Bashim Shai."
Exactly. So the ones that are set up, you know what I'm saying? Because Esau set up by who Yahweh Bashim Shai on the left hand side, but you're supposed to give reverence unto Yahweh Bashim Shai. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you're an Israelite. You know what I'm saying? The other nations will give reverence to the Lord once they come to captivity under us and give reverence unto us in the kingdom. But right now, he's calling the Israelites specifically going to be the elect. It's going to be the ones that do those things, though.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep. And if I can add on to that, that scripture is basically saying, don't be a damn menace to society. Don't be a fucking nigger. I almost said hard R. Don't be a damn nigga out here just recklessly, running stop signs and, stealing from Walmart, scanning the damn lemon, for flat screen TV and shit. That's what that scripture is saying. Don't be a nigga, man. All right, but that shows you that a lot of these people don't understand what the scripture is talking about. They're just out here freestyling, right, and doing whatever they want to do. And that's why you had when the CV-19 situation, right, when the jabs was out, you had in the church parking lots niggas with tents and coolers and passing out the jabs.
Tailgating and shit.
Exactly.
Passing out cards with Revelation, Romans 13 on it.
Exactly.
So y'all got it.
Yeah, beautiful. So I read the next one because you understand the scripture said, "Whosoever therefore," Romans 13:2, "whosoever therefore resists the power, resists the ordinance of Yahweh Shai, and they that resist shall receive to themselves damnation."
And that's just right there. You got to be spiritual when you read that. You know what I'm saying? Because we just got the Acts. You know what I'm saying? So you got to be spiritual when you read that. It ain't saying like, okay, so Esau comes down to Karagma. Because it's funny that you bring that out. Because I remember when I came to serve the Lord, my dad tried to pull that on me. But the scriptures say you asked me to the Lord. I'm like, yeah, but that's until they come against you serving Yahweh. But of course, he's not spiritual, so he didn't receive that portion. He just think, oh, I'm going to take the Karagma. You know, I'm going to take it because Esau's going to initiate and make it mandatory. Because that's me serving the Lord. No. You just show the Lord that you submit to that image. You know what I'm saying? That you're not a servant of the Lord. You know?
Kind of, if I may add too, it's like, you know, you have to understand too, like the Lord, he, you know, like the priest brought out earlier, the Lord is essentially in control of everything. Yeah. Right? When you go through history and you look at Exodus, I want to say around the first chapter, 15th verse, or something like that, when the Lord basically put the fear in the midwives, okay, against the king, the Pharaoh's decree to kill all the boys, right, in the city, you know, to kill all the males, you know, but the Lord had, you know, but they feared the Lord. And didn't fear Pharaoh, man, and did as the Lord instructed, man, and let them live. All right, so essentially, you know, this whole thing is being this is Yahweh Shah's movie being played out, and he's in control of everything, man. All right, so when you go throughout the scriptures, there's plenty of instances, and it's a theme, you know, where the Lord will set up something in play, you know, that'll be against a particular decree. You know, First Maccabees goes into that. You know, where you have a choice that you're going to have to make. And essentially what this all really boils down to is the Revelations 3 and 10, all right, that hour of temptation that we're all going to have to go through, because we're all going to be subject to having to either make a decision to bow a knee, you know, to Baal, or we're going to have to lean on the Yahweh Shah. All right, so, you know, these scriptures should build you up and let you know how to walk and how to deal, all right, as we're coming into these times. You got it.
I can just add, it's just real quick, because one of the main reasons why Paul wrote that in Romans 13th chapter is because you had, you know, that sect, the ancient Sicarii, because they were the main ones who was pretty much causing a revolt and insurrection in the Roman Empire by trying to take vengeance in their own power. So, but what did that ultimately end into? Their demise, man. You know, you go into what is that? The Mount. Dang, it's on the tip of my tongue. But pretty much they got overthrown. You know, they were thrown off the cliff, you know, just totally decimated. That's because, you know, when the Lord puts us in captivity, we have no choice but to bow our necks underneath, Babylon's yoke to a certain degree. Right. Isaiah the 10th chapter is going to get to a point to where we no longer stay upon the one that smote us. Yeah. And that's the point that we're at right now in the straight gate.
God, that was the same situation with, what was his name? Theudius, I believe it was. Right, when he was basically trying to go against the ordinance, gathered men together to fight, but he got smoked. Right, because it goes back to how the Lord ordained. Every kingdom king has a specific time to rule and do their thing, man, and there ain't no way around that. You know, you're trying to come up some other way, man. To basically what you're doing is you're fighting against Yahweh Shah. Right. So there's plenty of instances where men did that and got smoked, man.
Yeah. And like the scriptures say, you got a better emulation of the Lord until you plead our cause.
That's right.
We fucked up, so we got to take that righteous anger, that wrath of the Lord bring upon us, that punishment of us living in this captivity.
That's
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but it also goes into laying our life down too. That's in the eyes of the Lord, that's more powerful.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And plus, like you were saying too, it tells you in Jeremiah the 27th chapter that the Lord.
I dropped it, but
it say that the Lord pretty much has set up the king of Babylon. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Until his time be ended, and we know that the king of Babylon now, his time is almost finished too. But that's the most manly thing you can do is to fight, but using your mind. Yeah. Right? Fight using your mind. We're not in a carnal war.
Wisdom is better than weapons of war.
Exactly. Right. So having them having to deal with the intellectual battle that we're putting forth in the name of Yahweh Shai, telling them that this ancient power is about to take them out, that in itself is strong enough. And that's where faith comes in, man.
Yep.
And it all boils down to, us not fighting, but rather letting Yahweh Shai fight for us.
Yeah.
We jump back to that, Daniel.
This is Daniel chapter 3, verse 6. It says...
Did you read verse 5?
No, I got first 5 right here.
You could read what's like. He could read verse 5 and then the KJV. This says the same thing pretty much.
Daniel 3 and 5, it says that at what time ye hear the sound of the cornet, flute, harp, sackbut, psaltery, dulcimer, and all kinds of music, ye fall down and worship the golden image that Nebuchadnezzar the king has set up.
Exactly. So you're gonna play a little song, a ceremony song, and then when you hear it, you bow down. It kind of makes me think about the scripture when it says, so we have piped unto you, but you have not danced.
That's right.
Because why? The nation of Israel, the two-third nation of Israel, we're piping unto them now. You know what I'm saying? By bringing out this word. Revelation said they sung a new song. So we singing that song, but y'all don't want to dance to this song. I'd rather dance to the song of Yazariahla. You know what I'm saying? And in this sense, Nebuchadnezzar, he's piping that song. You'd rather listen to that song. You like that song, but you don't like the song of Yahweh Bashim.
And what's the saying in the world? Dancing with the devil.
Yep.
That's what that is. You dancing with the devil, man. You following down, to Esau's decrees.
Exactly.
Wandering after the beast.
Yep.
Exactly. You go ahead,
Daniel 3:6, it says, and whoso falleth not down and worshipeth shall the same hour be cast into the midst of a burning fiery furnace.
Exactly. So what's the word I'm looking for? It was a
Decree.
Yeah, it was a decree, but that's not the word. It was a dang, I had it on my
Draconian?
Nah, not that. That's a good one too. It was a I'll just say it was a result if you don't bow down to the image of the beast, pretty much.
Consequence.
Yeah, consequence. That's the word. It was a consequence right there. He had either you're gonna do this or there's gonna be a consequence, and that's what times we're coming to. Esau has a decree going out where he's gonna make the sea hill be mandatory because it's already here. You know what I'm saying? People are already taking it willingly. You know what I'm saying? They already have it here, but they haven't made it to the point to where everybody on the whole planet Earth gonna have to take it. You know what I'm saying? It's mandatory. And if you don't take it, you know what I'm saying, there's gonna be consequences for you not taking it. And that's gonna be the trial of our faith, man. You know what I'm saying? As the brother had quoted earlier, you know what I'm saying, that Revelation 3:10, you know what I'm saying? Because somebody put that for me real quick, Bob.
I got you. I got it right here.
Go ahead.
This is Revelation 3:10, and it reads, because thou hast kept the word of my patience.
Exactly. You kept the same letters book. When Esau had came and made that mandatory, you know what I'm saying, made that problem mandatory under the penalty of death, you know what I'm saying, they had consequences behind it. You kept being standing strong and stiff before Yahweh Bashim was shot. And we finna see that be displayed through Shirach, Meshach, and Abednego. You go ahead out.
I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation.
So the result of that, the Lord gonna come through. You know what I'm saying? What's that, Isaiah 59:19, when the enemy should come in like a flood, the Lord should lift up a standard. He's gonna lift up a standard for those that are serving. He's gonna lift up a standard for the elect. You know what I'm saying? Whether if he have you go out as a martyr, he's gonna have you be able to put a spirit upon you where you're gonna be able to deal with it. You know what I'm saying? And what does Wisdom of Solomon say? You know what I'm saying? About no torment shall touch thee. Loosely paraphrasing. You know what I'm saying? So no torment is gonna touch the elect. You know what I'm saying? That might be grievous in the sight of men, but as far as you feeling it, the Lord, because the Lord controls the issues of death.
That's right.
Which means how the way you pretty much go out. So the Lord control whether you feeling that or not. You know what I'm saying? So the elect might go out real bad in the eyes of men, but the elect didn't feel nothing. You know what I'm saying? Kind of makes me think about Stephen when he's getting stoned. You know what I'm saying? He was able to look up. You know what I'm saying? To give honor and glory and praise to Yahweh Bashim Shai. And then he was getting stoned, so he couldn't have felt it. You know what I'm saying? Because somebody throwing a rock at you, you feel it. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna hurt. But he clearly couldn't have felt it, man. You know? Did you finish that?
I'll finish it. It says, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth.
Exactly. So it's going to come upon all the world, that test. Ain't nobody exempt from this test. Same like Nebuchadnezzar was calling everybody to come and bow down to this image. And that test was, if you don't bow down to this image, I got a burning fiery furnace, and you're going to get tossed right up in it because you don't want to bow down to my image. And that's going to be the same thing that Esau's going to bring to Jacob, man. It's going to be a consequence if you don't want to bow down to the image of the beast, whether it be he cast you out from society. You know what I'm saying? Us alone, you know what I'm saying? We don't know how to survive off the earth like that, really. You know what I'm saying? You grew up going to stores. You don't know how to skin a deer, let alone kill a deer, you know what I'm saying? It counts other animals, you know what I'm saying?
Jake afraid to put a worm on the hook.
Exactly.
I'm trying to tell you, you got a roast.
Jake's scared to hold a fish by the mouth. You know what I'm saying? I know I am. But just things like that. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, we go fishing.
Yeah, we just go fishing.
Nah, but it's just, you know what I'm saying? It's just things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? Jake be, terrified of certain things. Jake don't know how to ride a horse. Bottom line, Jake don't know how to survive off certain things, but the Lord gonna come through for his elect, man. But Jake that don't serve Yahweh Bashim Shai, the two-third nation of Israel, they gonna get hit with that. I'm like, damn, I don't know. Even if they try to buck up, no, I ain't taking that shit, man. Fuck that. You know what I'm saying? How you gonna take care of your family? You know what I'm saying? Lord ain't got your back, so you know what I'm saying? They gonna submit to the image of the beast.
I mean, the Lord gonna put the spirit on them to take it, man.
Exactly.
And that's the fear of the Lord right there. You know, when you go into that word to try them, that's a Hebrew word is paran, which means to pierce. But to pierce through. So you know that's connected to Revelation 13:16, man, which all the world is gonna have to go through. All right, and the Lord will put the spirit on you to do it, man.
Yep.
All right, ain't no I'm not doing. It ain't what you ain't doing. It's what the Lord gonna have you do, man. And that's the true fear right there, man.
And the majority of the people that's going to take it, of the 2/3, are going to be women, because they have that weak nature about them. You know what I'm saying?
you know.
They're always looking for comfort.
They always got to eat,
The teats.
hungry and shit all the
Esau's
time.
been setting them up with, you know, so they're going to fall prey to this easily. I mean, they're going to be standing in line running to take that, you know, to Karagma.
Yeah.
You know, you got it.
I got a quick one for you.
You go ahead. Yeah.
This is off an article. You know, I bring it out often just to show, right, that you know how these people are truly sheeple. This is off thehill.com. I just typed in. You could Google it. How many people have the RFID? It says today, and this was put out on January 23rd, 2023. Today, more than 50,000 people have elected to have a subdermal chip surgically inserted between the thumb and index finger. You see, so this is like the first fruit of the damn nation, man.
Yep.
You know, but and mind you, these people they were willingly over 50. That's a good sized city, man.
Yeah.
You know, so and this was before Esau hit them with the famines, with the blackouts.
Yep.
You know, F camps.
No
You see, so how much more if you got 50,000 people that's already, and it's more than that.
Yeah.
It just said it, more than 50,000. So all those people, man. So how much more? You know, these your Dabus, you know, your Glenn Becks. All right, they talking mad shit right now, but Glenn Beck look like he never fasted a day in his life. So as soon as Esau, you know, hit him, he don't care about all that prepping you done. He know where you at.
Yep.
You know, so all that hard talk, you know what I mean. So, hey, like you said, the Lord gonna put the spirit on people to do it.
Yep.
Just because they want to eat, they're gonna be just like Esau, and you know, totally talking about you, Jakes. You know, you Israelites, you're gonna you know, cast away, you know, your birthright, if you will, salvation, you know, for a morsel of bread, man. And then the Lord gonna kill you.
Man.
I'm gonna quick point real fast.
You go ahead.
Just real quick, that's as brothers are going into. That's why we're gonna be saved by faith.
Yeah.
Because you can't be scared to death.
Yeah.
And you gotta believe that there's gonna be life after. You gotta believe that the Lord will come through for you. If you making these times. Esau is gonna exile every single physical way you can make it, and that's why they're gonna subject to Esau. But we have faith, so that's why we can look past the stuff Esau is gonna do by taking food away, challenging us with death. All these things are not gonna affect us because we have faith. That's why people get saved and they saved by their faith.
Con, if I may add, and you got to ask yourself, man, are you living now? We dead now, man. This ain't living. This ain't real life, man. You got to get up and go to work every day. You got these, you know, these jacked up bodies. You know what I mean? You spend 8 hours a day. You're the primal time of the day you spend laboring for this damn devil. Come home, pennies. You know, Scripture says they shall put roughly paraphrasing, money in bags with holes in it, right? So it's like, you know, you got to pay for everything that was freely created or freely given. You know, but Jake want to stay in this captivity, not understanding, man, this is death already.
Yeah,
What you got, man?
that's part of being a homeborn slave.
Yeah.
You know,
Con.
we don't have no vision outside of this place. You know,
Yep.
Jake vision is limited when it comes to thinking about, oh damn, like you could really just put a bucket outside and collect the rainwater. But your ass is paying for it, man. You know?
Yeah.
And then the rainwater is corrupted.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like, so you do that shit, and then you know you get sick off that. So,
Yep.
you know,
Jay got that mindset. He can't do nothing without Esau.
yeah.
Yeah.
And that's why when Jay comes together, they always bring up Esau.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They feel like, okay, if we do rule, Esau gotta be like up there with us though. You know what I'm saying? That's how Jake they got that mindset, that slave mentality.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Not the rulership mentality.
Bro, even these other nations, like just like last night at camp, you know, you had those Palestinians, you know, protesting whatever for 5 minutes, you know, but and you had like two or three of those protesters, you know, which were men, if they're worthy to be called that, but they came up scoffing or whatnot, and here they like just 5 minutes ago they were just right there protesting against what the small hatters, which the Edomites are doing to their people, you know, Gaza Strip, just bombing them to smithereens.
Yeah.
Right, and last night, by the way, was the worst bombing so far ever on the Gaza Strip. But literally, when he was listening to, you know, the Spirit of the Lord preach through us, man, the first thing that nigga was asking about, right? Well, so you tell me white people can't be saved?
Yep.
Nigga, you was just protesting against them. So you gonna come over
Yep,
here
that's- he
and
did
see if
say
the
that.
same nigga that's bombing your people to death, man, can be saved. So that goes to show you the enchantment that Esau has on all the nations, man.
That's right.
This shit is real, bro.
Well, really, a protest. You think about it when they them niggas the not to stray too far from the lesson, but
Yeah.
them niggas, we was talking about it yesterday. They fighting age, right? If you believe so much, go over there and fight with your people. Go back to your country. You still chilling in America. You gonna pack up the bag, put the flag in the suitcase, and go back to your apartment with the heat on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Take
but
your mask
ass
off.
is in America. But either way, when you protesting out in the streets, like what does that even mean? You asking for your daddy, your God, Esau, for some fucking mercy. Right?
Yep.
That's why when our people is trying to do the Million Man March and shit, you know what I'm saying? They just trying to ask Esau, hey, please, you know what I'm saying? Please, look at us, like, give us a hug. That's what they out there doing, man.
Begging.
Yeah, begging Esau, man. That's their God, you know? They look at him as God, and including these other nations.
That shows you right there that they've already took the sea hill. They've already took it. Now it ain't they ain't took it physically yet, but they've already got the mindset in their mind. They're already geared towards, all right, when Esau dropped that thing, I'm gonna take it. I mean, I've heard a couple people already say that before, man. You know, so they've already taken it. They've already got that type of mindset, man. So when Esau rolls it out, it's gonna be easy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You go ahead, I'll jump back at Daniel.
Kind of. This is Daniel chapter 3 and verse 6. It says, "And whoso falleth not down and worshipeth, shall the same hour be cast into the midst of a burning fiery furnace."
Exactly. So it's gonna be a consequence. You don't want to worship the image. It's gonna be a consequence. Same thing now. If you don't want to bow down to the image of Esau, it's gonna be a consequence that he's gonna have for you. Go ahead.
Verse 7. "Therefore at that time, when all the people heard the sound of the cornet, flute, harp, sackbut, psaltery, and all kinds of music, and all the people, the nations, and the languages fell down and worshipped the golden image that Nebuchadnezzar the king had set up."
Exactly. Why? Because they feared what he could do to them. They feel like, dang, man, if we don't fall down and worship that, man, we're toast. You know what I'm saying? But like the priest went into beautifully over there, the side was saying we had that faith, though. You know, so we had the ability, the foresight to see that, okay, even if we do that, scripture say that, can't nothing separate us from the love of the Lord. And the Lord said he going to come through. We don't know exactly how, but he said he going to come through, whether he allowed me to be able to go through with that death, or he give me spiritual powers, or he have a brother fly out there, whatever. The Lord is going to lift up a standard. That's what we're banking on, that the Lord is going to lift up a standard, man. We're not banking on, okay, what if this happen? What if the Lord don't come through? I might have to take it on low. Or I might have my brother take it. He probably, no, we not banking. Our plan A is Yahweh Shai is coming through, because he came through for men before us, and we're doing the same thing that those men are doing. So that's our mindset, man. You go ahead. I know you had some. You got some?
Yeah, just real quick. You break it down, bro. Proverbs 29 and 25 in the NLT. "Fearing people is a dangerous trap."
Fearing people is a dangerous trap, man. Why? Because they're only flesh. They're controlled by Yahweh Shai, man. You're fearing the creation and not the creator. The Lord said that the scripture say a man's going is of the Lord. So that means that the thing that he's gonna do, the Lord controls what he do and what he'll be able to do to you. You know what I'm saying? That's just mere words saying that I'm gonna catch him. He's just saying that. That don't mean that the Lord gonna allow him to do it. Now if he do, he can. But if you have that mindset, oh, he's gonna probably get me. You know what I'm saying? For example, people talking about, what if Esau pin you down and put it in you? You already got the mindset that the Lord ain't gonna come through. You over teaching doubt.
Boxing the Lord in.
Exactly. Go ahead, Al.
Says,
Slocky, you ain't finished with that. Slocky, you got it.
"Fearing people is a dangerous trap, but trusting the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushua means safety."
Safety. You know what I'm saying?
Slocky, can you read that again?
God, Proverbs 29 and 25 in the NLT. "Fearing people is a dangerous trap, but trusting Yahweh Bashim Yahushua means safety."
Exactly. Safety. Protection. That makes you think about Psalms 91. You know what I'm saying? Psalms 91 and 9.
You got it. Yeah. There you go.
Psalms 91 and 9. Somebody put it from real quick, Bible shot, they don't mind.
I got a preset real quick if you don't mind.
You slide that real quick.
And this is Sirach 2 and 10, and this is the point. Look at the generations of old and see, did any ever trust in the Lord and was confounded? You can break it down.
Exactly. Because we had brother Romans 15 and 4. So look at the generation of old. Look at these men, our forefathers. Did they trust in the Lord, and the Lord was like, nah. Did they have that strong confidence in Yahweh Shai, not fearing man, but fearing Yahweh Shai, which led them to do the things that they did? Did the Lord not come through? That's a rhetorical question. The Lord did come through for those men. You know what I'm saying? That's why it says through patience and comfort of the scripture, we might have hope. Because we see that and we're like, hey, he came through for him. That's like if you see somebody, this is still related to a carnal sense. You see somebody, right? He's probably already made it, whatever, whatnot, you know what I'm saying? He's making a lot of money. Then he tells you, hey, this is how you do it. You look at him, you like, well, you did it. I probably could do it too. You know, so you said it's going to be this hard. That's how we look at our forefathers. Like, hey, the Lord came through for them. He going to come through for us too. Why not? You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
You Go ahead, Hot.
Or did any abide in his fear and was forsaken?
Exactly. What does it say in Sire 1 about the fear? The fear turneth away the Lord's wrath and driveth away sin.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? So the Lord is coming to bring wrath upon the planet Earth. And we know he's going to use Esau to do it. Esau is just a weapon, an instrument of the Lord. That's why King David say, what it's called, keep me from the man that had the power to kill. You know what I'm saying? That's Esau Edom. He's the one around that has the power to kill. He has the earth under his jurisdiction. He has his military. He has all this technology that Jake don't even know about. Just because he shows you a robot dog with a 50 cal and say, you think that's all he got? Nah, he just showing you that. You know what I'm saying? But the Lord gonna come through for his elect. Go ahead.
Or whom did he ever despise that called upon him?
Exactly. None, man. And he's gonna do the same. It's already written. It's already written. The end of the book is already written. Now I just gotta play out. The Lord already showed us the elect gonna get the victory. They're gonna be in the kingdom. The nation's gonna come. We're gonna subject the nation. The Lord already showed us the victory, man.
Yep.
So what's the doubt for? You know? You go ahead. I know you have some.
God, just real quick, you break it down. This is the book of Judith, and in context of this chapter, the 8th chapter, right? This is when the Assyrians was besieging, the southern kingdom, right? And they cut off our water supply, our food supply. The troops was, pretty much surrounded the mountain, and we couldn't get down, right? And the elders of the city pretty much laid down conditions and told, was pretty much speaking amongst themselves, hey, listen, if the Lord don't help us within 5 days, we're gonna surrender, right? And then, the Lord raised up, this woman named Judith, very beautiful woman, and she rebuked those elders. She said that, you must not box the Lord in. If he wants to come in and help, well, let me just read it real quick. Judith chapter 8 and verse 15. I'm just getting to the point. If he decides not to come to our aid within 5 days, he still may rescue us at any time he chooses.
Exactly.
Or,
it's like I was going to say real quick. Exactly. So that right there is being optimistic. Understand that the Lord, because the scriptures say, cleave unto him, depart not away, that he may increase you at thy last. So there's going to be a test, man. There's going to be a test. The Lord ain't just going to come when you feel like you want him to come. He's going to come where it seems like there's no way out. Because that's going to glorify him for one thing. They'll be like, dang, how did you make it out? You know what I'm saying? It looked like it was no way out. It said that the righteous shall scarcely be saved. So by the skin of their teeth, we going to make it. But you got to endure with the faith to the end. You go ahead.
If he decides not to come to our aid within 5 days, he still may rescue us at any time he chooses. Or he may let our enemies destroy us. But you must not lay down conditions for the Lord our God.
Man.
Do you think that he is like one of us?
Dang, that's heavy, man.
Yeah.
Because for you to lay down conditions for the Lord, you're pretty much saying that I'm either above you or on the same level. I have. That's why I speak about why earth to ash is so proud. You know what I'm saying? So you think you could? So if the Lord if you don't come with any days, Lord, I'm gonna lay down. Shit, the Lord gonna let you die. He don't die to save you. He called us a worm for a reason. That's like if a worm told you, "Hey man, if you don't protect me, I'm gonna wrap my arm. I'm gonna do something to you." He's like, "Look, man, I'll give you to the heart right now." That's how Lord is looking at us, pretty much in a sense. You go ahead.
Yeah, that's in the sense of because we being this woman, right?
Yeah.
When a woman comes to you and lay down conditions, what that make you think about, man? You be like, damn, well, hey, bitch, you can go ahead and leave.
Real, yeah.
Exactly.
Real talk.
You got these fucking locks.
Yeah, I mean, that's the real thing. Because like, and what happens when that happens, man? This is a lifetime sentence. When we taking part of this marriage, we have outside. People take that. That's why the divorce rate is so high. This is unto death, man.
Yes.
This is unto death. Us being this faithful woman, like we gotta live through that. So that means taking it there, man.
If he decides not to come to our aid within 5 days, he still may rescue us at any time he chooses, or he may let our enemies destroy us. But you must not lay down conditions for the Lord our God. Do you think that he is like one of us? Do you think you can bargain with him or force him to make a decision? No. Instead, we should ask the Most High for his help and wait patiently for him to rescue us. If he wants to, he will answer our cry for help. I'm gonna skip down to verse 23.
And that's heavy right there. That is heavy because it's really gonna tie perfectly into when Shirach when they start. Y'all gonna see when Shirach starts speaking. When they say what they gotta say, it just reminds me of that. Exactly. Same spirit. Exactly.
Yeah.
It says verse 23. She says verse 23. We are not going to win favor of our enemies by surrendering to them now. If we do surrender, the Lord our God will see. He will see that we are put to shame. Meaning he's going to make sure if you consent unto them, you're going to be trodden in derision.
Exactly.
It says, no, my friends, we should set an example for our own people.
Yeah.
Not only their lives, but the fate of the temple and the altar depend on us. The Lord our God is putting us to the test, just as he tested our ancestors, and we should be thankful for that.
Exactly. That's beautiful, man. You know what I'm saying? The ones that stood stiffly for Yahweh Shai. That's what he's trying to see. Who gonna stand stiffly for him, man? Because the Lord gonna come through, and really the Lord, like when you can't box the Lord in, man. He's gonna be doing things that we wouldn't even imagine he would do. Simply as just somebody, you know what I'm saying, brother probably have a vision or whatnot. Simply just hearing like the Lord say, they say like, you know, I heard brother vision. He said his foot was getting eaten. He didn't feel the pain. That's crazy. So you telling me Esau's cruel as hell. The Lord gonna put that spirit back on him. He's picking at your toenails. You know what I'm saying? He's cutting it. He's slicing. He didn't even cut it off. He's just slicing it. You know what I'm saying? He's doing everything so you could feel it, but you just sitting there and chilling. They ain't gonna think you crazy, but it's because that spirit is upon you, man. And the Lord is saying, oh dang, he down for me. So I'm gonna come through. I'm finna show out. You know what I'm saying? That's how the Lord is.
If you look at that situation, man, it's like, that was really kind of a shame because, the elders, the city, they was doubtful. They didn't have faith in the Lord.
Exactly.
So the Lord turned around and raised up a woman, man.
Yep.
He used a weak thing to confound the wise.
Ooh, that was just great.
She's the weaker vessel.
Yep.
But she showed more strength than
man.
Man, that's fact, man.
Show yourself as men. Good about
Right,
women.
right.
Like the mother in 2 Maccabees 7 says that she had a manly spirit.
Yeah. Man. I was gonna say too. That's the importance of understanding Yahweh Shai too, because he was. If like we constantly bring this up, like that reoccurring theme in the scriptures is like if you really believe on the resurrection of Yahweh Shai, you're gonna be faithful unto death. Because look at the reward that he got. He came up in Psalms 110. He came up and sat on the right hand of Yahweh.
Yep.
That's the difference. They thought that he was forsaken, as in Wisdom of Solomon, the end of the 2nd chapter, and in the beginning of the 3rd. They thought that he was going to be forsaken, and then he had that hope of immortality.
See, and that's beautiful because when you look at the prayer in John 17, what did Yahweh Shai say? He was said that his hopes that we would be one as he is one.
Yeah.
With the Father, man. Letting us know that we will have that same type of glory, man.
Yeah.
He was just the first to do it. So, for Yahweh Shai to pray to the Father, like, look, I want them to be as one as you and me, Son and Father are one, man. That's letting you know right then and there what positions that the elect will hold, man.
Yep.
Sitting there next to Yahweh Shai, man. Are you kidding me?
Yeah. That's really understanding the generations of old. Like you had brought out earlier,
Man. And like you said, it kind of made me think about, because I know when we had Camp Tuesday, you know what I'm saying, the elder, there's Quan Kodar, he had brung out, the disciples going through their deaths, you know what I'm saying, and it was pretty much showing how they had so much faith in the things they had seen that they was willing to get put to death in those certain manner of fashions, man. And they're back here today, and the elect, they're going to do the same things, man. They're going to stand stiffly for Yahweh, no matter what's going to be the consequence for the heathen, what he's going to do to them. We understand that the Lord control you, man. The Lord's going to only allow you to do certain things for me, man. He's not going to allow you to do what you want to do. You're going to do what he wants you to do. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
But you go ahead, Rock.
Even if I can make a quick comment.
Yeah.
Even in Sirach 2:1, where it said, my son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation. He's always saying that he's going to help you. He said, my son. Does not the father help his son?
Exactly.
Or does the father abandon his son? A good son at that, right? So it's letting you know that he's already made a way for you. You just don't know it yet. But you just have to have faith in him. As a son has faith in his father, that he's not going to abandon him. Exactly. He's going to come back for him. You got it.
Hey man, the scripts let him know let him know that he made a way for him. He know it already if he searched the old path.
That's right.
He already know. The Lord let it be known that I got you. Damn. But that's where the faith come in. Because Esau essentially, man, he beat the fear into us, man. And so all this time since these books have been opened, the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Shai, has been constantly trying to beat the fear out of us of this damn devil, man, and bring us back to that kingly mindset, right? We came over here, man. We beat our name out of us, our culture, our heritage, all that, man. And Jacob was subjected to that, but of course, that was all done by the Heavenly Father. But now Yahweh Shai's job is to what? To beat that shit out of us, man. And it ain't always going to be a nice thing. You know, getting reproved and getting corrected and, you know what I mean, and understanding this thing that you're being involved in and the afflictions that go along with it, man. What as the priest said, you got to just gird up your loins, man, and deal with it. The Lord got you.
We'll jump back in that, Daniel. We're gonna try to read to at least get to the point that she read and get that part when they, you know what I'm saying.
You mind if I get one verse real quick?
Yeah, you get the one.
I'll get it. I wasn't gonna get it, but it's a lot. Luke 12:32. It says, "Fear not, little flock, for it is your Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom." And I just wanted to bring that out because you had mentioned a key word, being optimistic.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because really, what do the scriptures say? They say, for we are saved by faith, by grace through faith. That's really optimism. You know, and what's the opposite of optimism? Pessimism. And that's really a Edomite mindset. Like, woe is me, you know, why am I thus, you know, spirit. That's not of really our nation. We were chosen to be, you know, the inheritors of the planet Earth under Yahushua. So really there's no reason to be in a woe is me spirit. We're extremely blessed.
We got the living power on our side. They don't got it.
And like the TV show Good Times, you know, it's pretty much showing you, like, you know, Jake's mentality in suffering or hardship.
Yeah.
Keeping our head above water. You know, they was always optimistic, even when they in the slums. You know what I mean? They ain't got no food for no money, but they happy. They, you know, that's the Israelite spirit, man. You know, the Edomite spirit, they ready to off themselves, man. And that's the spirit that's up on these 2/3, man.
Colin, if I may add, have you ever really listened to the lyrics of that song?
Yeah, it's heavy.
Man, everything that they're saying, and all the hardships, and they keep repeating, but it's good times.
Yep.
Ain't we lucky we got them? Woo! Listen to read the lyrics of that song one time, brothers, when y'all get a chance, man. It's heavy.
Let's do it, let's.
Yeah. Temporary laid off, good times.
Man.
Easy credit repose, good times. Struggling and surviving, good times.
Count it all
What?
joy. Yeah, count it all joy.
Count it okay.
And in this scripture, the scriptures say it's filled with lamentation, mournings, and woe.
God.
But look how long it is. look how, and it's still known as the good news too.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yep,
Good news.
yep. God.
The orders are good news.
Hey.
Yes, sir.
This is Daniel chapter 3 and verse 8. It says, "Wherefore at that time certain Chaldeans came near and accused the Jews."
So, you know, you got the wise men, you know what I'm saying, of Babylon. They came to accuse the Jews. Specifically, it's going to go to the Jews that they accused pretty much. Go ahead.
Verse 9, "They spake and said unto the king Nebuchadnezzar, O king, live forever."
Exactly. So they're pretty much worshiping him. You know what I'm saying? Oh, king, live forever. You know what I'm saying? We know what happened. You go ahead, though.
Yeah. And if I may, bro, it doesn't, you know, speaking as a man, it don't say them Chaldeans, you know, was Jakes. But you best believe there were some niggas in the back saying this, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know.
You already know. You already know, man.
Come on, West.
Right.
Exactly.
Daniel 3 and 10, it says, "Thou, O king, hast made a decree that every man that shall hear the sound of the cornet, flute, harp, sackbut, psaltery, and dulcimer, and all kinds of music, shall fall down and worship the golden image, and whoso falleth not down and worshipeth, that he should be cast into the midst of a burning fiery furnace.
Keep going.
There are certain Jews whom thou hast set over the affairs of the province of Babylon, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. These men, O king, have not regarded thee."
Exactly. So in other words, Shadrach, Meshach, Abednego, like, we don't give a damn you put that out. That's what they was like. They was in the spirit like, oh, okay, you put an image up. You want us to bow down? Well, we serve the Lord, so we not with that. That's the spirit they was in, and that's the spirit the elect gonna be in. The elect gonna be in the spirit. He's gonna send out the Quran and all the things, mandatory. Like, oh, okay, you know what I'm saying? The Lord gonna come through and end this shit up, man. We telling Esau, set the image up, man. Come on, you know what I'm saying? Now we understand that all things need to be fulfilled, but we're hastening the day to come to Yahushua. And remember, before that day come, Esau got to set that image up.
That's
so
right.
Yahushua could come through, man. You know what I'm saying? And it's heavy. Go ahead, I'll keep going. You go ahead real quick.
If you want.
Yeah, you go ahead.
It's 2nd Ezra 16 and 7. You got it, bro. "For there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord."
Exactly. So insurrection, a violent uprising. Against one who? The ones that fear Yahweh by Shema Shah.
That's right.
Because you already know, like you were saying, Rock, you know what I'm saying? It don't specify, but you know Jacob's probably, they think they different. You know what I'm saying? They
Yeah.
don't want to bad out to the end. What makes them special? You know what I'm saying? You already know Jay was murmuring and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because Jay, that's what Jay do now with us.
Yeah.
Most think they think they're holier than us. You know what I'm saying? Murmuring and stuff.
Yeah,
You know?
they're gonna seek to get their lick back from the men on the highways and byways yelling at them,
Exactly.
preaching to them. So they want to get their lick back. You know?
Yeah, because you know those niggas was jealous because they had, you know, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego had high positions, man.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, so you know them niggas, look at them, they think they better than us. You know, they got a high position in slavery
Mm-hmm.
above us. So you know, you know.
You can hear them niggas right now,
Hey,
can't you?
You read Ecclesiastes 1:9 earlier. There's nothing new under the sun.
Exactly.
So you know them niggas was there.
And it's strange because the only way they got set up, why? Because they feared Yahweh Shema Shah. Because I resorted and Daniel, hey, hook these men up too. And the reason that Nebuchadnezzar set them up was because they were the only ones that tell them his vision. Due to what? They asked the Lord and boom, you know? You go ahead, Noah.
2nd Ezra 16:71. They shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord.
Exactly, man.
For they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses. Then shall they be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as in the gold in the fire.
So that persecution, you know what I'm saying? They're going to come down on us, man. They're going to come down on the ones that serve Yahweh Shema Shah. And we know a lot of those going to be our people. You go ahead. Was that it on that?
Yeah.
You got to jump back into Daniel.
Okay, and if I may add, man, that's just heavy that you brought that scripture out because Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, they were tried literally in this fire,
Yep.
right? I mean, that's literal, and they were found worthy. They were found worthy, man. That's beautiful.
You go ahead, Al.
Daniel 3:13, it says, Then Nebuchadnezzar, in his rage and fury, commanded to bring Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego.
So Nebuchadnezzar's like, bring them to me. Pretty much like, what you talking about? They told me they're not. Man, bring them up here. You know what I'm saying?
Yahweh shall say will be brought unto kings and governors for his name's sake.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what's happening right here. You go ahead, Al.
It says, Then they brought these men before the king. Verse 14, Nebuchadnezzar spake and said unto them, Is it true, O Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego? Do not ye serve my gods, nor worship the golden image which I have set up?
So exactly, he was asking, so you're not going to bow down to the image? You know what I'm saying? You're not going to, in the lamest terms now, Esau's doing so, you're not going to take the seal. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to take the Quran. You don't want to, you know what I'm saying, bow down to this image, you know? And what was Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego's response? You go ahead, Al.
Verse 15, Now if ye be ready, that at what time ye hear the sound of the cornet, flute, harp, sackbut, psaltery, and dulcimer, and all kinds of music, ye fall down and worship the image which I have made. Well, but if ye worship not, ye shall be cast the same hour into the midst of a burning fiery furnace. And who is that God that shall deliver you out of my hands?
Right, so hold right there, because somebody give me Wisdom of Solomon 2 and verse 16. I think it's 16.
Yeah. Wisdom of Solomon 2.
Yeah, verse 16.
I already got it.
You got it?
This was for Solomon 2 and verse 16. We are esteemed of him.
And this pretty much the mindset of Esau right here. Go ahead, Al.
God, this was for Solomon 2 and verse 16. We are esteemed of him as counterfeits. He abstained from our ways as from filthiness.
And that's what the elect do. They abstain from the ways of Babylon the Great. And that's what Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego was doing. They're abstaining from submitting to that image. You know, submitting unto those gods that he served, which were, we know those are idols, but from submitting to those guys. They abstained from it. Go ahead.
He pronounced it the end of the just to be blessed and make it his boast that Yahweh Shah is his father.
Exactly. So Nebuchadnezzar knew, like, okay, so y'all think y'all God gonna save y'all. This Yahweh Shah, I think he gonna come through, huh? You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, Al.
Continue on?
Yeah, continue on.
Verse 17. Let us see if his words be true, and let us prove what shall happen in the end of him.
Exactly. So in other words, they was trying to pretty much mock the Lord. We gonna see what happened. We gonna see if your Lord come through, your Almighty Yahweh Shema Shai. We gonna see he come through and deliver you. Because to my knowledge, it ain't gonna happen. That's what they're thinking pretty much. You know what I'm saying? That's the mindset. This is the mindset of Esau, and that's the mindset that Nebuchadnezzar was in. He didn't think that. He didn't think like, man, their God is not gonna come and save them. You know what I'm saying? You go ahead, up.
For if the just man be the son of Yahweh Shai, he will help him.
So they like, so if you be a servant of Yahweh, he will come through. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
And deliver him from the hand of the enemies.
Exactly. Now jump back to that Daniel, because it's going to tie perfectly in with that.
This is Daniel chapter 3 and verse 16. It says, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego answered and said to the king, O Nebuchadnezzar, we are not careful to answer thee in this matter.
Exactly. So they was like, hey, we finna tell you to you straight. You know what I'm saying? We're not finna try to, kiss son, let's see be angry. We finna tell it to you straight. We're not with that shit, man. We're not with it. You know what I'm saying? We finna tell it to you straight. Go ahead, Op.
Verse 17, if it be so, our power whom we serve is able to deliver us from the burning fiery furnace.
Kinda, that remind me of that Judith that you had brung out. You know what I'm saying? It was in that mindset, pretty much. Same spirit. Go ahead.
Can I get a precept real quick?
You go ahead. Yeah, you go ahead.
This is Wisdom of Solomon, 15 and 1. Slack you.
No, you good.
Wisdom of Solomon 15 and 1, and it reads, it says, I'll read verse 3 to get to the point. It says, for to know thee is perfect righteousness, yea, to know thy power is the root of immortality.
Ooh.
And I just want to get that because that fear of the Lord that Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego displayed, that fear of the Lord, it is rooted also to them understanding how powerful, Yahweh Shem Yahushua is.
Like it says, it's like I don't want to cut you off. Like it says in Sirach 19, the knowledge of his omnipotency. You know what I'm saying? They had the knowledge of that, man.
I got a quick one for you. Just laying backing off of that. Jeremiah 32 and 27. Behold, I'm the Lord Yahweh, by Shem Yahushua, the God of all flesh. Is there anything too hard for me?
So the Lord's like, is there anything I can't do? You know what I'm saying? The Lord is omnipotent, man, all powerful, man. He could do anything. He's gonna do things that we can't even think of right now, man. You know what I'm saying? We're banking on it. Imagine that, man. You have a power that has the ability to do things that you can't imagine. He gonna come through, but you didn't know he's gonna do it like that. You know what I'm saying?
Split the Red Sea.
Exactly. Jack wasn't thinking of that he split the Red Sea. They ran straight through. You know what I'm saying? And when they seen them Egyptians try to follow through the Lord, let it overthrow them, man. You know what I'm saying? Israel's like, oh snap. You know what I'm saying? But you did have them 2/3 still murmuring, But nevertheless, that was a great miracle. And the Lord is going to do another miracle here, man. You know what I'm saying? You go ahead. Was that on that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you go ahead, Ron.
Okay. Daniel 3 and 17. If it be so, our power whom we serve is able to deliver us from the burning fiery furnace, and he will deliver us out of thine hand, O king.
So now but they're not saying able is like, oh, he might not be able to do it. They're saying like if he, in the sense of if he wants to do it or not. You know what I'm saying? Because he just read it, Lord. It's easy. But it's in the sense of do he want to, if he wants to deliver it, does he not? You know what I'm saying? It's up to the Lord. They pretty much saying like, Lord's will, the Lord deliver us.
I get an NLT if you want me to.
Oh, you go ahead.
No, you got it.
Daniel 3 and 17 in the NLT. If we are thrown into the blazing furnace, the God who we serve is able to save us. He will rescue us from your power, your majesty. But even if he doesn't, we want to make it clear to you, your majesty, that we will never serve your gods or worship the gold statue you have set up.
Exactly. And they was being a good example for the ones that believe. They were being a great example right there. So even if the Lord decide he don't want to do it, we is not finna, like it kind of makes me about Job, though he slayed me, I maintain my ways. They was in that mindset. The Lord wants to do that, hey, we gonna serve. Hey, they gonna endure to the end. Like he was saying, unto death. We murder unto the Lord, unto death. If you want to do it, so be it.
It's beautiful. That's like,
No, you got it.
yeah, it's beautiful you said it because you said earlier, you can't tell the Lord what to do.
Exactly.
They didn't say the Lord's going to save us. They said if the Lord wants to save us.
Yeah.
Give a reference to Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Let his will be done, not our will.
Exactly.
I was just gonna say that those couple of scriptures, this story is a good example of humility, but also being confident. The balance. They weren't overly, prideful,
Right.
in the sense that they got it right, and they still gave credit to where credit is due, but they were humble about it.
We're saying the same thing through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shema. That's why we call ourselves through the spirit, right? The hopeful elect.
Yeah.
We're not saying that the Lord is going to save us.
No.
We're just saying we're hopeful that he will.
And that's the correct mindset, to be in. Like you said, like the brother said, that's the perfect balance. having that confidence, but knowing overall, it's Yahweh Shah, man, that's gonna make that decision. And who wouldn't? And just I'm speaking as a man, but what power of mercy wouldn't want to rescue a mindset like that?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's beautiful.
Huh?
Like Malak had brought out the example, of a husband and a wife, man. If you see, this woman, like she's hoping that you betrothed her. She has a mindset of wanting to please you. She wants to get to know you, wants to know the things that you like, the things that you don't like. Like, bro,
man.
And then she fine.
Man.
Bro, come on, man. Like, come on. Just keep doing what you're doing, baby. Hey.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get you.
Right.
Exactly. You can jump back into Daniel.
Yes, sir.
Daniel 19.
Daniel 3:19. It says, then.
And this is in the KJV, by the way, too. Go ahead.
Daniel 3:19. It says, then was Nebuchadnezzar full of fury.
Exactly. So with that comment that they made, that made Nebuchadnezzar fury. So he was very angry with that comment. You go ahead.
And the form of his visage was changed against Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego.
So he was like, all right, bet. Y'all want to be like that? Cool. I'm finna make an example out of these guys. That's what he was thinking. Go ahead.
Therefore he spake and commanded that they should heat the furnace 17 times more than it was wont to be heated.
So he turned it up, man. He was, all right, bet. We finna turn it up. It's gonna be even hotter than it was supposed to be. We gonna see if you survive. You go ahead.
Verse 20, it says, and he commanded the most mighty men that were in his army to bind Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego and to cast them into the burning fiery furnace. Then these men were bound in their coats, their hosen, and their hats, and their other garments, and were cast into the midst of the burning fiery furnace.
Keep going.
Therefore, because the king's commandment was urgent, and the furnace exceeding hot, the flame of the fire slew those men that took up Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego.
So the Lord came through. He's already showing his power. He's like, so those men that did bind you, the fire gonna touch them. It done touched them. They got consumed by it. They got touched by the fire, man. You go ahead.
It reminded me of in this time, the devil coming down with great wrath.
Yeah.
If you read those two verses you just read again, I mean, it literally says that in a different way. The devil coming down with great wrath because he know he had a short time, right? He know that that time he can feel that power slipping away, and us gaining it by handing over our life, by turning back unto Yahweh Shah, not leaning on the staff of the one who smote us.
And I want to add, man, it's like when you're dealing with it, you have to think about it. It's like if you're dealing with a people that aren't afraid to die, man, for what they believe in, right? What can you do with them people?
Yeah. Like that vision, that vision that Edomite had, where he said the men came down off the chariot.
Yeah.
And they said that they was all black.
Yeah.
And they had these super long swords in their hand.
Yeah.
And he said that they looked like men that had never lost a fight in their life.
Yep.
And that's what we looking at.
Yeah.
That's the spirit we coming in.
Yeah.
We ain't lose this fight. Just like Yahweh Shah when he said, I'm giving up my life.
Yeah.
Right. This is an act of war.
Yeah.
Right. When you contain certain information in your mind, right, you give up your life. You don't actually join the other terrorist organization. Right. It's like I don't know if I can say that, but you don't join the other opponent, man.
Yeah.
You give up your life for the sake of the nation that you defended.
Yeah.
That's heavy that you said that, because if you think in the terms of, like, let's say, the carnal terms, somebody would have captured somebody, they're trying to get information out of them. And it's like, dang, it went with them to the grave. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, I ain't get shit.
Yep.
So you still got the victory, you know what I'm saying? Even though, like, okay, he might have died, but look, you know what I'm saying? It didn't jeopardize the plan, you know? That's heavy. You go and get yours. I know you had one.
This Philippians 1:28 in the NLT. Don't be intimidated in any way by your enemies. This will be a sign to them that they are going to be destroyed, but that you are going to be saved, even by the Most High himself.
That's heavy. Because when you think about it, like you said, when somebody's afraid to die, that scares the other person.
Yeah,
he
does.
ain't even scared. I done showed everything. You know what I'm saying? I showed the meat grinder. I'm throwing humans in. I just threw a little bum over there. He ain't even flinch. You know what I'm saying? That's gonna strike some fear in the East. I'm like, damn, they ain't even scared. They gonna be scared, man. And that's what's going to happen now. That Esau going to do all these things because he's trying to initiate fear upon the masses, but he's going to realize these group of men are not budging.
Yep.
There's nothing fucking with them. They're praying for this shit. They're like, dang, that's going to scare Esau, man, when he see that spirit. And that's how Nebuchadnezzar pretty much was. You know what I'm saying? You know how somebody try to, in the sense, they be like, he trying to play me or something. That's how Nebuchadnezzar, like, he trying to play me, like, man, throw him in the fire, man. And he like, oh shit, he probably like, damn, because it don't specify how Nebuchadnezzar reacted to his men getting caught. He like, oh shit, they probably got, he like, damn.
And that was his most mighty man.
Exactly.
Yeah. And like the scriptures say, he's not giving us the spirit of fear, man. And these are prime examples of that, man. Do what you're gonna do. Bring it.
Exactly, man.
Precept.
How you doing?
Wisdom of Solomon 5:1, it says, Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him, and made no account of his labors. With verse 2, and you can speak on it. When they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear, and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation, so beyond all that they look for.
Exactly. So they gonna see that demeanor that these men in, that they had a demeanor, that spirit upon, like, we gonna get saved. The Lord gonna come through for us, man. You could try anything. Shit, you could put me in the grave. You know what I'm saying? I believe that Yahweh Shah gonna raise me up. You know what I'm saying? Just like Yahweh Shah was raised up, you know? You go ahead, with the Daniel.
Daniel chapter 3 and verse 22, it says, Therefore, because the king's commandment was urgent, and the furnace exceeding hot, the flame of the fire slew those men that took up Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. And these 3 men, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, fell down bound into the midst of the burning fiery furnace.
So they was inside of it at this point now, right? Go ahead.
And that's where the story of the 3 holy children come in at, right at verse 23, and then it picks back up after the 3 holy children, and it picks back up at verse 24.
Verse 24, it says, Then Nebuchadnezzar the king was astonied, and rose up in haste, and spake, and said unto his counselors, Did not we cast 3 men bound into the midst of the fire?
So he was shocked. He was like, oh snap, did we not just throw 3 men in the fire? What's going on? Go ahead. He didn't hear no screaming. You know what I'm saying? You gotta think about that. You throw somebody in the fire, he didn't hear no screaming, no squirming. He didn't hear nothing. So he like, did we not just throw these men in the fire? You know, he's confounded right now. You go ahead, Op.
It says, They answered and said unto the king, True, O king. He answered, verse 25, he answered and said, Lo, I see 4 men loose, walking in the midst of the fire, and they have no hurt.
Exactly. So the Lord had them show out up in there. They walking around in the fire, looking at it, and he said he seen 4, but he recalled 3, and it's going to tell you who was that 4th one. Kyle, you go ahead, right?
He say he seen them walking, 4 men walking around.
Exactly.
They was thrown in there bound. So how they get loose?
That's it.
Got one.
You go ahead, Nazamar.
Matthew 18 and 20. For where 2 or 3 are gathered together in my name, there am I in the midst of them.
That's what Yahweh Shah showed right there.
You had
2 or
3.
3 of them gathered.
3
in his
holy
name.
children.
Exactly. 3 holy children gathered in his name. He's like, I'm gonna show up for a grant. You know how they had that? What is it called? You know, what I'm saying that you know how something you have an artist on the stage and they'll bring out a special guest. That's what happened. A special guest came out. This pop. Oh snap! Yahweh Shah done came in that building. You know, he popped up on him. You know.
Hey, and to add on to your point, he said that they pretty much was loose. That's how the Lord gonna do it this time. We're gonna be loose from these chains of darkness. You know, when you get raised up through that fire, we're gonna get rid of this flesh, and we're gonna be free for real. You know, we're gonna be able to dwell with our laws in the inward part, man, and us being able to have our God-like abilities back. You know.
Man.
I got a precept. So this is Isaiah 41 and 10. And again, like I said, this is just a theme that goes throughout the scriptures, man. When you lean and trust on Yahweh Shah, fear thou not, for I am with thee. Okay, and we reading this account actually that's happening right now when Yahweh Shah's in the furnace with these men.
Hold on, right there. And that shows you that they had that mindset that the Lord was with them. That shows you they had that strong confidence that Yahweh Shah is with them. Because if they didn't, they wouldn't have spoke those words. They wouldn't have moved in the mannerism they was in if they didn't believe that the Lord really backed them. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Don, you can break the rest of this down. Just fear thou not, for I am with thee. Be not dismayed, For I am thy God. I will strengthen thee. Yeah, I will help thee. Yeah, I will uphold thee with the right hand of my righteousness.
So the Lord, in another sense, He's gonna come through. I'm gonna strengthen you. I'm gonna be there for you. You kind of just think about what King David said. The Lord is my shepherd. You know what I'm saying? He's pretty much some say I had no need, but before Yahweh Shah. They had that mindset. The Lord got me, man. He gonna come through some way, form, or fashion. They told Nebuchadnezzar that he thought they were bluffing. You know what I'm saying? So they're like, okay, you know, he threw him in there, and look, now he's astonished. He's amazed at what's going on here, you know. And then he sees another person in there. He's like, what the? He's amazed, you know.
I got a little more on that. It speaks exactly what you just said.
Right.
Behold, all that they were increased against thee shall be ashamed and confounded. They shall be as nothing, and they that strive with thee shall perish.
Exactly. That's what's being shown right there in Daniel 3, man. It was astonished. It's like, dang, because you already know Jake was in the crowd praying on their downfall.
Yep.
Can't wait until they get towed up, man. You know, so like, because like you said, they was exalted in that society, so they was envying why they get to be up there. That's what they get. You know, Jake was like that, but the Lord came through for him, man. And now he was all confounded.
Yeah,
you know,
that's for sure how Jake was. You know what I'm saying? Look how, on the carnal sense, look how Jake is if you make it high up in the music industry.
Yeah.
Jake come back to the hood, guess what happened to him? He get killed.
Exactly.
Yep.
So the same thing. Jake gonna hate either way if you got money.
Yeah.
I got a cool one.
Nah, you good. Whatever.
Break it down, bro. Isaiah 43:2. When thou passest through the waters, I will be with thee. And through the rivers, they shall not overflow thee. When thou walkest through the fire, thou shalt not be burned. Neither shall a flame kindle upon thee.
Kind of. That's what you see in being displayed in Daniel 3. You know what I'm saying? Now, of course, in this sense, we walk through the fire as far as the affliction and things like that, and the Lord's with us. But the Lord had to be literally for them. In that sense right there. They was walking, and it said they walked around.
Bro, it's going to be literal for us.
Yeah.
Fine.
Yeah.
Fine, man.
Right as the missiles coming down, we're going to be coming up, man.
Exactly.
Lord willing.
Fine.
That's why it says in Isaiah 24, glorify ye the Lord in the fires.
You going to drink back in that, Daniel?
Okay. Daniel chapter 3 in verse 25, it says, He answered and said, Lo, I see 4 men loose, walking in the midst of the fire, and they have no hurt. And the form of the 4th is like the son of Yahweh Shah.
So Yahweh Shah was there, man. The grand entry, Yahweh Shah that popped up. You know what I'm saying? That's just the display of the Lord showing out, man. You know what I'm saying? Because we always bring up the Jake, and Yahweh Shah is the epitome of a Jake, pretty much. So you know how Jake want to stunt show out. The Lord showed out right there. He's like, I'm finna show out. These men stood stiffly. I'm finna show the fuck out. You know?
And this scripture right here is pretty much cuts, Old Testament onlys. Because you got to ask yourself, who's his son? Who's the son of the Most High right here? Because they say, oh, he just pop up in the New Testament. No, man.
Yeah.
Because it calls, in Daniel, the 3rd chapter we're reading, calls him the son of the Most High. And when you read it, and when you read the account in the prayer Azariah with the 3 holy children, it says the angel of the Lord. So you could link that back to Exodus chapter 23, proving that the angel of the Lord that was with us in the wilderness was the son of the Most High. So there's no way around it, man. Yahweh Shah is all throughout the scriptures, man.
You go ahead off with the Daniel.
Daniel 3 and 26, it says, Then Nebuchadnezzar came near to the mouth of the burning fiery furnace and spake and said, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, ye servants of the Most High God, come forth and come hither. Then Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego came forth of the midst of the fire.
So they walk right out. Keep going on.
And the princes, governors, and captains, and the king's counselors, being gathered together, saw these men, upon whose bodies the fire had no power, nor was an hair of their heads singed, neither were their coats changed, nor the smell of fire had passed on them.
Exactly. So the Lord went a step further. He was like, as a matter of fact, they not even finna smell like it. They their clothes not gonna be touched by it. Nothing. Nothing touched them. Like I said, the power had not fire over them. You know, it makes you think about, scripture speak about how there's an angel that has a power over fire, you know what I'm saying? The Lord had that happen pretty much. He was like, because the angel had, he had Yahweh Shah there, and the fire didn't have power over them. You know? Because they had that faith in Yahweh Shah. So the Lord came through for them, man. And just relaying that to now, the Lord is going to do the same thing for his elect. You know what I'm saying? We're not going to know every brother individual thing that they go through in jail troubles, but if you part of the elect, the Lord gonna for sure come through for you on a great scale, man.
That's right.
If it's gonna be great judgment being displayed upon the planet Earth, there's gonna be great deliverance too. Leading up to the greatest deliverance being the salvation, delivered from the 200 thermonuclear missile, 200 million thermonuclear missiles come down on Babylon the Great, and you getting beamed up into the chariot, you know?
Yeah, that scripture that shows that the heathen, they have absolutely no idea the power, you know, of Yahweh Shai. They're completely ignorant, you know. That makes me think of too when the Lord revealed Himself to Moses, right in the burning bush, but the bush wasn't consumed. You know, it was a fire that wasn't even consuming the bush,
Man, bro.
you know. So the heathen, you lose, man. You're not gonna win, you know.
And I think that these would be the last two right here. But that's almost older. You go ahead real quick.
Just going into what you're saying, this is our First Peter 1:7. It said that the trial of your faith, being much more precious than of gold that perishes, though it be tried with fire, might be found unto praise and honor and glory at the appearing of Yahweh Shah HaMashiach. Speak on it.
Oh yeah, read it again. I thought you were speaking. Go ahead.
It said, 1 Peter 1:7 said that the trial of your faith, being much more precious than of gold that perisheth, though it be tried with fire, might be found unto praise and honor and glory at the appearing of Yahweh Shah HaMashiach.
And that's what you seen what happened right there. They were by them having their faith upon Yahweh Shai, the Lord had them glorified amongst everybody, man. You know what I'm saying? You go ahead and just read it all the way through, and we'll be finished with that.
Daniel chapter 3 and verse 28, it says, Then Nebuchadnezzar spake and said, Blessed be the God of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, who have sent his angel and delivered his servants that trusted in him, and have changed the king's word and yielded their bodies, that they might not serve nor worship any god except their own.
So Nebuchadnezzar, pretty much, he was like, hey, I'm going to give reverence to their power too then. You know what I'm saying? He said, blessed be the God of them. He's like, dang, I'm going to give reverence to their power. Go ahead.
Verse 29, it says, Therefore I make a decree that every people, nation, language which speak anything amiss against the power of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego shall be cut in pieces, and their houses shall be made a dunghill, because there is no other power that can deliver after this sort.
So in other words, Nebuchadnezzar's like, anybody that try to mess with them, you got consequences, because their power is on a different level, man.
Yeah,
and that's pretty much it on that.
You know, Jake was in the audience. You know, Jake was in the audience like, man, that's some bullshit. You know, nigga Jake was in the audience like, man, that's some bullshit. You know.
And really, he was scared.
Yeah,
really,
he was scared.
Really, he was backtracking. He was scared as shit.
Hell
at that
yeah.
point.
Well, that's the Rock 36.
Yeah,
let,
he was
let
shitless.
them know the as we have known. Yeah.
That's what that fear kicked in. Daniel 3 and 30, the last verse. It says, Then the king promoted Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego in the province of Babylon.
And that's, like you said, that showed he was scared. He was like, I don't want no smoke.
Yep.
Because he was thinking, that could have been me. I could have got through it, because he don't specify how did he react to his man being thrown in there. You know what I'm saying? Kind of just give a broader understanding, like he was astonished at what just happened. And he was like, anybody mess with them, man, hey, I'm going to get you. You know what I'm saying? So he was scared at that point. He was like, hey, I'm gonna promote y'all. You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to deal with Yahweh Shai, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And they already had high positions, but they just got promoted even higher, man.
Exactly, man.
You know, and that's why, what did the Lord say in Psalms, the 75th chapter? For promotion cometh neither from the east or the west.
Yep.
You know, the Most High, exalts.
And that was an act of wisdom what Nebuchadnezzar did, because what? He feared the Lord.
Exactly.
And that was a reward from the Lord, that praise and that honor and glory that he gave unto Meshach, Abednego, and Shadrach.
Yeah, exalting them, raising them up, man.
For that faith.
In the sight of the nation. Yeah, it's beautiful, man.
I had something real quick.
You got something real quick?
Yeah. This Malachi 3 and 2 in the NLT. It says, But who will be able to endure it when he comes? Who will be able to stand and face him when he appears? For he will be like a blazing fire that refines metal, or like a strong soap that bleaches clothes. Right, talking about, Yahweh Shai, right, when he comes back. It says, he will sit like a refiner of silver, burning away the dross. He will purify the Levites, refining them like gold and silver, right? And that's going into the elect, right? The Lord is, when he died, he loosed the seals, pretty much letting, the whole nation be priests, and right now he's refining us through that process. it says, so that they may once again offer acceptable sacrifices unto Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. Then once more the Lord will accept the offerings brought to him by the people of Judah and Jerusalem as he did in the past, right? That new covenant. And in verse 5, the last verse, says, and at that time I will put you on trial. I am eager to witness against all sorcerers and adulterers and liars. Right? I will speak against those who cheat employees of their wages. Right? Going into these nations, man. Going into those ones in power. Right? Which you can link this up to the king of Babylon then, but really talking about the king of Babylon now.
Today,
right?
Yep.
Because he's not humble. You know? And he's still, the scriptures say he upforward the affliction. It says, I will speak against those who cheat employees of their wages, who oppress widows and orphans, or who deprive the foreigners living among you of justice. Right, here's the point. For these people do not fear me, says the Lord of heaven's armies. Right, so when that Lord comes and makes inquisition, those ones that stand stiffly are going to make it, and they're going to be able to shed that dross. But those who, like the scriptures say, let the wicked be wicked still, those who got them impurities within they spirit, man, you know, they're going to be made known and made manifest into the Lord when it really starts to heat up, you know. And the Lord is going to make inquisition of us all, right? The whole world is going to be put on trial. But those true witnesses is going to be the ones that's going to stand.
Any brother got any precepts before we close it out? Alright. So Lord, what this is edifying through the power and spirit of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, when they're not saying call Allah.
Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua Ba'ashem HaKakodash.
And again, double honor to the apostles and the others very millstone real well. Until you came out there, you always say Shalom, man.
Shalom.
Shalom.